Hello everybody, this is City Scrapper. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm back today for day 25 of Christy's Beautiful Life, 30 Days of Sketches, Series 7. When I first saw the sketch, I wasn't sure what photos I was going to use because I know I don't have any 5 by 7 inch pictures that I want to scrap, and I don't have any really small pictures like the ones on the right hand side of the sketch. So I decided to use two 4 by 6 inch photos, and I decided to have a large border around the outside, and that would keep the area that I'm going to mount the photos a little bit smaller. For this layout, I'm using a K & Company collection called Handmade. It's a very old collection, and I just love these older K & Company papers. When I was looking through the envelope that I keep all of my papers in, I noticed that there were two different sets of papers and embellishments called Handmade by K & Company. I don't know why that is, but there was one set that looked like this. It had very bright colors, and then there's another set that I liked it too, and I used that in another upcoming layout. So I'm just taking the 4 by 6 inch photos. I didn't cut them down. I'm mounting each one on some white cardstock, and then I used the smaller paper pad to mount the photos again. And I just picked out two pattern papers that I liked, the pink one on the left and the bluish green one on the right. One principle of photography that I'm aware of is that you don't want your subjects looking off the side of the page. If you have your subject on the right-hand side of the photo, you don't want them looking to the right. You would want them to be on the left-hand side of the photo looking to the right. I hope that makes sense. And I've heard scrapbookers apply this same principle to scrapbooking layouts, and I'm thinking right now of Missy Whitten because I've heard her say it several times, but I've heard other scrapbookers talk about that, and I do think that's a good rule of thumb. In this particular case, both animals are facing the same way. They're facing off to the right, but in general, I do try to use that idea and try to have the subject looking into the larger part of the layout rather than looking off the edge of the page. When I saw this sketch, the other thing that I was thinking about was that those circles reminded me of these layered flower stickers that are in this collection, and they're just circles, so I'm not really sure what it was about them that made me instantly connect to this particular collection, but I do like these layered flower stickers, and I also like the way the stickers are all different sizes. There's big, medium, and small, just like in the sketch. And you could see that I attached some white paper to the back of the stickers because I wanted to be able to move them around without having them stick down to the layout yet. For the stems, I just cut some different width strips of one of the green pattern papers, and I'm putting the flowers down first, and then I'm attaching the stems afterwards. However, I'm still thinking about the placement of the stems as I'm attaching the flowers because I don't want the stems to overlap. And you could see that I have a wider stem, and then I use a thinner one, and then a wider one again. And I just think that that makes it look more interesting to have different width stems rather than have them all exactly the same width. The photos that I'm using today were taken at a lake that's near my house. There's a lake that has a walkway built around it so that you're actually walking over the lake as you're walking around it. And my daughter and sometimes my husband and I, we all like to walk around the lake, and there are always some adorable animals, sometimes more than others. There's some birds, and you can see some deer here. We generally see turtles. It's a really nice walk. The only thing is there's a train, a very, very long, very, very loud train that often goes by there. So that kind of takes away from the serenity of the walk when that happens, but generally we walk around the lake without hearing the train. You could see that I removed the photo because I actually only put a little bit of adhesive down on it, thinking that I was going to have to remove it so that I could put the stems going all the way from the top all the way to the bottom, just like they are in the sketch. And I'm using my T-square because I could tell that something was wrong with the stems, and it was this one. I had to straighten this one out a little bit, and then I end up using it to check all of the stems on the page. This is the kind of thing that I won't notice that it's crooked at the moment, and then later on I'll be tearing it up and redoing it. So I wanted to be 100% sure that they were at least fairly straight. And I'm using my ATG gun to attach the stems down, and the tape's a little bit wider than these stems, so I end up getting quite a bit of adhesive on my coffee table. Luckily, I have a piece of plastic on top of it, as you could see there, and however, it's very hard to get off the plastic as well. But I have my system for getting it off because that happens to me quite a bit. It was fine with the little bit wider stems, but when I attached those really thin ones, you could see the lines of adhesive on the desk there, the coffee table. But don't worry, later on I'll go in and clean that off. So now I'm attaching down that last stem. And you could see that for these stems, I chose paper that had mostly green, but a little bit of pink as well. And not too much of it is visible in the final layout, but I kind of like the idea of having some other colors other than just green in the stems. You know, I feel like I didn't have to be so literal that they were stems that they had to be green. I had a couple of these layered sticker sheets, and so I decided that I would choose some of the animals. I feel like that's not the kind of thing I would normally choose, but I thought that it was perfect for this layout. So I chose the turtle on the bottom. And you could see here that I'm adding some photo corners, and I do a lot of switching up of photo corners on this particular layout. For years, there was a store not too far from my house called Amazing Savings, and they had just tons and tons of scrapbooking stuff there. It was one of those discount stores, and I bought a lot of the K & Company papers and embellishments from that store. They had tons of them. Everything was really, really inexpensive. The stickers were 99 cents, and the paper pads were a couple of bucks. And I know I have enough paper to last a lifetime, but I kind of wish I had bought a few more, at least of some of the stickers and some of the embellishments. But I am grateful that I bought these because even though this paper is super old, I really love it. And every once in a while, I'll pull out one of these K & Company collections, and I'm reminded how beautiful the papers especially are. You could see that paper that's in the background, it's a floral, and I just love the colors, and I love the design, and just love to use these papers. So here you can see I put down that little owl. It's super cute. It has little googly eyes, and the turtle has a googly eye as well. And I cut some of the leaves off of some of the flowers. There weren't too many flowers that had the leaves attached to them, but I wanted to just get a couple of leaves in there. As there are leaves in the sketch, I wanted to do the same thing on the layout. So you could see here I'm cutting the leaves off of one of the flowers, and I did the same to one other flower. So there's 4 leaves on the layout, and I think that just adds a little something. So now I'm going to go in with some of these Pink Fresh Studio letter stickers. I love the size of these. And I'm writing Congers Lake. They're like a puffy sticker, and they're white, and because it's a picture of a bird, I don't mind putting it right on the photo. I don't think the bird will be insulted. And it was very easy to line these letters up. I don't know why. Usually I have everything on an angle if I don't measure it. And then you could see here I placed the journaling on the bottom. I typed that up on the computer on a piece of white paper, and then I just backed it with a little piece of cardstock, and I put a little flower on the right-hand side. I'm putting some enamel dots on any of the photo corners that aren't already covered with a sticker. And that completes the layout, everybody. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope if you like it, you'll give it a thumbs up. And I hope that you will go to the description box where you could find links to all of the other scrapbookers on YouTube and Instagram who are following along with this challenge. And thank you so much, everybody, for all your likes. And thank you, everyone who left me a comment. I'm working on answering all of them. I hope that everybody has a great day, and I will see you again tomorrow for day 26. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.